After continuing some time in profound meditation, the young man suddenly exclaimed, "I have found what you've been in search of." Faria started. "Have you indeed?" cried he, raising his head with quick anxiety. "Pray, let me know what it is you have discovered." "The corridor through which you have bored your way from the cell you occupy here extends in the same direction as the outer gallery, does it not?" "It does." "And is it not 15 feet from it?" "About that." "Well, then, I will tell you what we must do. We must pierce through the corridor by forming a side opening about the middle, as if it were the top part of a cross. This time you will lay your plans more accurately. We shall get out into the gallery you have described, kill the sentinel who guards it, and make our escape. All we require to ensure success is courage, and that you possess, and strength, which I am not deficient in. As for patience, you have abundantly proved yours, and you shall now see me prove mine." "One instant, dear friend," replied the Abbé. "It is clear you do not understand the nature of the courage with which I am endowed, and what use I intend making of my strength. As for patience, I consider that I have abundantly exercised that in the beginning of every morning the task of the night before, and every night renewing the task of the day. But then, young man, and I pray of you to give me your full attention, then I thought I could not be doing anything displeasing to the Almighty in trying to set an innocent being at liberty, one who had committed no offense and merited not condemnation." "And have your notions changed?" asked Dante with much surprise. "Do you think yourself more guilty in making the attempt since you have encountered me?" "Ah, what a little bout of mental agility Dante has just displayed there. A counter argument to to Faria, as Faria is giving excuses, not even excuses, just explanations of like, yeah, you talk about my courage, you talk about my patience, you have no idea, bro. And Dante giving Faria no room for excuse, saying, "Well, okay, you said that was all given to you by the Almighty, knowing that He would not want someone condemned." And imprisoned, he would want them at liberty if they were, innocent. And he goes, "Now that you've come here and it wasn't what you thought it was, like you didn't end up in the place you thought you would succeed, does that suddenly make you feel more guilty? Your attempt at escape not having succeeded, do you find yourself more guilty of your crimes?" Because I feel like that's Dante, like that's the sort of thing that should have come up, well, not should have, but like could have come up when Villefort was talking. Like these little things that you kind of put aside in your brain in the moment when you are in a social situation, you're being interrogated, you're in these places where you feel the world is bigger than you. You don't throw it back. You don't question things. Now Dante's like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I got nothing to lose. And he there's like a liberation of his mind here in a way. I just kind of realized that for the first time, he's not accepting his situation. He's not accepting the excuses of someone else. He's not allowing the world to deny him the very thing that he has resolved himself to now embark upon. And I mean, and this was just the first hint. So I'm curious what this volley between the two of them is going to continue to look like. And speaking of the evolution of Dante's character, we talked a little bit in a few episodes ago about the kind of violent, evocative nature of Dante's metaphors. Remember when he said, I should dash my head against the wall, stuff like that. In talking about himself and how he feels, but now we've already seen the turn from that into his plan to escape would require killing a sentry. Like, he is now like, I am resolved to escape, to find my liberty. No one else is going to do it. You and I, that is the key to getting out of here. But it requires killing someone. And if that's what I have to do to get out of here, I'm willing to do it. Now, maybe down the line, we'll actually see what the moral and, practical limitations of that are going to be on Dante in the moment, the psychological impact that might have. But the fact that he went from such a naive character into already resolving himself to the idea that he might have to kill someone in order to escape, and he's willing to continue to proceed like that right in this moment, he gets the idea, recognizes he's going to have to kill someone, and doesn't even give him pause now. So we're looking at a total transformation of this character. Maybe we'll do some reviews at some point of like how far we've come and look at some early examples of how his character has changed. I know some review episodes, I guess, down the line. I don't want to promise my I don't want to promise anything that I can't deliver, but like I just find it interesting, some of these stories that are capable of making the reader feel that they've gone through something. You know, so many books are just a series of events, and the character transformation, you know, is there at times. There's arcs, but how many stories are out there of a total character rebirth? And you feel the length of and the scope of what the character has gone throughout their adventure. I've already noticed how far Dante has come, and you know, we're like not even a fourth of the way through this book, obviously. So we're like an eighth of the way through. There's so much more to do. There's so much more to come. And how much further is his character going to change? Is all of the character transformation going to happen in this first quarter, and then like we stalemate it for the rest of it? Is like this slog coming like any other major story in the second act, and that from the turn of the first act up until the climax, just like a kind of plateau of events without escalation in terms of character development or plot or stakes. Maybe that's ahead of us. I don't know, but I have good faith in this book so far. Let's just continue tomorrow with more of Chapter 16. We have 4 episodes left until we're done. I'm curious where this is going to end up. Aren't you? I am. Aren't you? All right. Well, join me here tomorrow. You know where. You know when. Okay. Goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.